asleep. They're at 0. They hang out at 2. This dog hangs out 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
Every trigger that happens is worth 2 points. A trigger is the doorbell. A trigger is a new person coming. A trigger is the outside, the environment. A trigger is the leash.
Yeah.
You know, it's whatever it is. That's 2 points. So she's running around 5, maybe even 6. So she immediately goes to 7, which means her brain's flooded. Another trigger is 9. She's not reachable between 7 and 10.
Right.
Her head is full, her body is full of adrenaline. She's not reachable.
Yeah.
You can no longer reach this dog. So you got to do something. And this focus game is the easiest thing to do. The other thing I do is, do you take her places?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when you take her places, the first thing I do, she's not really very skittish, you know. But whenever I take a dog somewhere, I see what's going on with them. I go, it's hard work, sometimes.
It is.
Cookie scatter. So you step out of the car, you get her out of the car, you toss some treats on the ground. If the dog won't eat, you have a whole bunch of information.
Okay.
Okay? If the dog does eat and has absolutely no problem and then jumps on you, you know what stage your dog's in. But if the dog doesn't eat, that tells you a whole lot. That tells you this dog is nervous. This isn't really a nervous dog.
No, she very seldomly does things startle her, and
yeah,
you know.
I see that because we came in here and the garage door didn't do anything to her. And the garage door is noisy. So the second focus game that you play is you're going to capture the look. When the dog looks at you, you're going to say good and you're going to treat. And we're going to keep this out of sight now.
Okay.
Now, if for some reason they decide, oh, that's the treat, I'm gonna go there and you know, and mess with this hand and see if I can't get the treat, that's fine. Let them do it.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna do something that you're gonna think maybe I made a mistake. We're gonna give the dog choice.
Okay.
In a lot of things.
Okay.
And the choice is going to be rigged in our favor. Because we're going to reward what we like, and we're going to ignore what we don't. And hopefully what we ignore starts to go to extinction.
Right.
Dogs will repeat behavior that they get reinforced for. Reinforcement doesn't have to be negative.
Okay.
Or positive, I mean. It can be negative. So, yes. Oh, sorry, that's my word. She's going to try to figure out how to get that reinforcement back. She looked at me the first time, you know, she doesn't know how to do it. And this is all fine, I don't care. You have a choice, okay? Your choice is mess around behind me or, you know, and get nothing, or look at me and get something. Yes. 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 Yes, good girl. Good Bizzie. Oh, good Bizzie. Good girl. All right. So here we go. Bizzie is succeeding. You know, I mean, it means a lot to her. I'm succeeding now. This is cool. It doesn't mean she's quite ready to give this up, but she is succeeding.
So you just wait on her to look you in the eyes and reward her.
Yeah, you train dogs by in about 4 different ways. And one of the ways is you capture behavior. So that means Busy suddenly lays down and is just laying there, really nice. You go over and you reward them. Now, when you first start to do this, she's going to get up and start pestering you again, and you're going to go, but she just laid down, for God's sakes. Why did she tell me to do? Will take a little bit of time, but the more you start rewarding the good and ignoring the bad, the more good is going to show up from her.
So I need to talk to, I guess, my wife and the kids about when she does do this, they turn their back and they ignore her.
Yeah, I wouldn't. She gets baby-cake between her and the kids for a while until we get this under control.
Yeah.
Let's get her into, let's at least do 2 weeks. The wife now, you know, we can put her up as fodder.
Yeah. Right.
But the kids, I keep a baby gate between.
Okay.
I want the dog to be able to smell them and know they're there, but I don't want the dog doesn't necessarily get together.
Right.
Okay, and good behavior, if you have good behavior, then you get to go there. But if you act like this, you don't.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be out of sight.
Okay.
And you can also do this with treats. And I normally count, if I do it with treats, I normally count out 10. That's how I kind of get them to see that I'm starting the game. But soon they'll be starting the game.
Right.
Okay? And then I do that, and then I count out 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're still there because, you know, they've just, and we start that. So,
Okay.
but this goes out of sight.
Alright.
It's a little hard for her to disengage from the reinforcement and know that it's with you now. You can do about 4 or 5 rapid treats, so she knows you've got it now. Rapid fire.
Good. 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 Good.
Okay, Captain, put it behind you. Perfect. Now, I want her to be able to get to the treat but not have the treat. There you go.
Good. Good.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Good.
Beautiful.
Good. Good.
All right, cap her up, and then I want you to have something on you. Cookie scatter. Every time you end a session, you're going to toss 4 or 5 treats down, and you can use kibble.
Okay.
You know, you can use Cheerios. I mean,
Okay.
the dog would probably, once they've got baby foods, they're not going to work with Cheerios,
Right.
you know. But this is,
Yeah, what is that you have?
this is nice. I get these great big containers of Stewart's beef liver, and this is dehydrated chicken breast.
Okay.
Now, I also stick a couple of chicken breasts in the air fryer with nothing on them and cut them up. And I also do chicken gizzards.
Okay.
And I cut them up real small. I have a 5-pound dog, so I really have to watch his weight.
Right. Yeah.
Because he's a chow and he's really fat at 7.
Yeah.
And he's been there because I couldn't quite believe that anyone would eat that little
Right.
when I first got him. So anyhow, that is what you're going to do. And if you do that twice a day, I guarantee things will start doing.
Okay.
I'm not supposed to make guarantees, but things will start to do. You do it. Your wife does it. Does she work or she keeps the kids?
Well, she does. She's she works for a school, so she's almost done. for
Okay.
the summer, so. It
So
should be-
she has something during the day, you have something when you come home, you know. It's not a very long session, and we're gonna add to it, but right now we're just gonna do capturing the rapid fire and capturing the focus.
Okay.
Then, I want you to develop a term called cookie scatter.
Okay.
Alright, and cookie scatter, so if you don't have something like this,
Okay.
a treat bag, that's okay. You can get a nail apron from Lowe's.
Okay.
You can get,
You want me to put this on now?
if you can get, I think you have to let it out a little bit. I've got a nail apron here. But the other thing you can do around the house, because you're going to want, while you're getting this dog under control, you're going to want treats around the house.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay, so you get little Tupperware dishes, little ones, and you fill them full of whatever treats you're going to have them full of, and then you cap them.
Okay.
And then they're there. You have in the bathroom, you have one in the bedroom, you have one in the living room, you have one in the kitchen, you have one in the family room. So that then you can just go, when she's like this, you can throw out some treats. It's not about, you can't correct the wrong. You can't, if the dog's making a mistake like John, you can't correct it. You can't take back time. So your goal as a trainer is to get to the next place for reinforcement.
Okay.
And then there's going to be a couple of things. You're going to see when we start this mat work, you're going to see that the dog sometimes will get stuck. So when the dog gets stuck, we just get it. Get it. Right here. Right there. Yeah. You just do a reset cookie.
Okay.
All right? So, sit down and watch, and then I'll show you these exercises. So what we're going to do, I learned this type of mat work, what I'm going to show you today, from Julie Daniels, and it was just brilliant. I did mat work in the 90s with my search dogs, but we called them platforms then, and we did them we did this, what she's come up with is just genius. So the first thing you're going to do, and all week long, you are going to just get this dog magnetized to this mat. The mat can be anything. If she has a bed like this, she can use her bed. Does she have a bed like this?
She does.
Okay.
I mean, similar to it, yeah.
Yeah. So we can use her bed. You know, make it a nice comfy thing, and I'm going to put it down, and I want her to get on it. So if she doesn't get on it totally, that's okay. If she even starts to walk towards it, I'm going to throw a treat on that mat. Now, while we are magnetizing the dog to the mat, we are teaching the dog this, to love this. This is the place. This is where the dog is calm. This is where when the kids are running around screaming, the dog goes and lays and bees good. Okay?
All right.
All right. So, but this is going to take, it doesn't come cheaply, you know?
Right. Right.
You got to do this. So, I'm going to put the mat down, and then I'm going to put a treat on the mat, and I'm going to say good. Or, good. I'm going to put it all, have the dog turn around totally on the mat.
Okay.
I am not going to have this be at all about me. I want this to be about the treats in the mat. I want the dog in the mat, not about me. Okay, so I'm not going to give them the treat, or I'm just going to go good and put the treat down. So, good. 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 See, I don't want it to be about my hand. I want it to be like. And then I'm going to do cookie scatter. I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to get a little something different to work with. And I think I'm going to work with chicken gizzards because they're easy. I boil a pot of water. I put a package that costs under $3 of chicken gizzards in, and then I chop them up. You can have the wife do that.
All right.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
so
we'll see about that.
well, she's going to be off, right? So I like them because they don't feel terrible. We're going to give you some
Okay.
so that you have some for your pouch, okay?
Okay.
All right, there we go. So, then you cook it up, you chop them up, and then I did 4 little snack bags. 3 go in the freezer, 1 goes in the refrigerator.
Okay.
And then you pull them out, it doesn't take very long. So, all right. Yes, good. Good. So full of adrenaline, can't quite. Good. 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 Cookie scatter. Cookie scatter. And you have to show them. They'll pick it up. They'll learn this really quick, okay? Now the dog has a choice. Good! To get on the mat. Good. 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 Cookie scatter. And you toss it out at an angle, the direction you're facing.
Okay.
Good.